made up Judaism. Okay, or they believe Christianity. No, Abraham never believed in Trinity. Yeah.
He wasn't a Christian then?
No, he was not. Allah mentioned that in the Quran. ما كان إبراهيم يهوديا ولا نصرانيا ولكن كان حنيفا مسلما وما كان من المشركين. Abraham was not a Jew or a Christian. Rather, he was a Muslim, one who submits to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a monotheist, and he was never among the polytheists. Why? It's a logical argument. Christianity came not even in Jesus' lifetime, came after. The Christian's term was given to them by the Romans. Because we know the first sects that follow Jesus called Nazarenes. You know that, eh? Nazarenes, which is Nazarenes mean the place which is Jesus of Nazareth. Nazareth is a place, Nazarenes. So Abraham never had the belief of Christianity. Okay. And Allah mentioned that because the Christians at the time Prophet Muhammad ﷺ claimed that they believed that Abraham was a Jew. I mean the Jews, they say that. So then the Christians say no, he was a Christian. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, how can you debate about something which you have knowledge of? How can Abraham be a Jew or a Christian? If Abraham came way before Judaism and came before Christianity.
I hear about like Moses and the Ten Commandments.
Yeah.
Do you believe in those?
Yeah, I believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a revelation to Moses.
So
you know?
when he asked like the burning bush, like what's your name? And he said like Yahweh or...
For example, in the Quran, what you have to understand, what's your name by the way? Sam, nice to meet you. My name is Shamsi. Nice to meet you, Sam. So what you have to understand, Allah told us about the verse. That when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about Musa alayhi salam, وإذ رأى نارا فقال لأهلهم كثوا إني آنست نارا لعلي آتيكم منها بقبس أو أجد على النار هدى فلما آتاها نودي يا موسى إني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا. So Allah mentioned this story that when Moses saw fire or light, he said to his family, wait here for me, let me go check if I find any guidance there. Okay, when he approached the light, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, oh Moses, I am Allah. Okay, so we see clearly that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that he said, I am Allah to Moses. But Yahweh, we don't negate, we don't affirm or negate, because we know, based upon Prophet Muhammad's hadith, that Allah had many names, and He has many names. Allah has many names.
99.
Not just 99, there's more.
Okay.
The proof of that, the hadith, اللهم إني أسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك. That Allah's Messenger Muhammad ﷺ asked Allah with his names. He said, I will ask you with your names, the names which you have only given to chosen servants, or the names which you kept for yourself. Okay, so that is proof that Allah has many names. Okay, so Yahweh, we don't negate, we don't say Yahweh is not the name of Allah. It could be, as one of the scholars mentioned.
So Yahweh is a name of Allah?
Yeah, one of the names of Allah. But it doesn't negate Allah is not his name, because Yahweh is his name. You see what I'm saying? Likewise, one of the names of Allah is Ar-Rahman. Doesn't negate because his name is Ar-Rahman, therefore his name is not Allah. No, we say Allah's name, Allah has many names and attributes.
So is he, I remember a phrase, yeah, saying, I am that I am, or something like
yeah,
that.
according to the Bible, he said, Ehi Asha Ehi. When Moses asked him, what should I tell them? What is your name? But there's a problem with this text, to be honest. Because the Israelites should know the name of God. So why is asking what is his name? Because they should know God's name. He knows what is God's name. But also the problem with that Psalm, that let us go back to the foundation. That what we're talking about, there's two stories being mentioned in different books. One mentioned the same story, but with different information. One in the Quran and one in the Bible. But the Bible one, the problem with it, not because I'm a Muslim, I mean, anyone Christian here can forward and we talk about it. Are you Christian, by the way?
I'm like a free thinker.
Believe in God?
Yeah.
Okay. But the point here is, so the earliest manuscript for the Old Testament, which is the 5 books, including the 5 books, the earliest manuscript is 1,000 years after Moses. So basically someone came after Moses 1,000 years and he's telling us this is what Moses said and that's what God said to Moses. But hold on a minute, you never met Moses. And majority of people are believing, like Christians and the Jews, putting their belief upon this person's statements, scribes, who we don't know his name, we don't know if he's trustworthy, truthful or liar.
So is that the Old Testament you're saying that is?
Yeah, that's the stories in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
The New Testament now, like, I don't know. So you're saying the Old Testament is a bit dodgy?
Even the New Testament, I'm saying, yeah.
Okay.
Even the problem is that the point here, look, back in those days, there was no tape recorder. There was no video recording, you see. So in order for us to know what really occurred, you have to have a method, okay? That's why Islam comes in with a perfect method, which is what? Name your man. Like imagine Sam, you tell me Hitler did this. I said, how old are you, Sam? How old are you, by the way?
20.
20. I say, 20? And you talk about Hitler.
I lied, 21.
You see what I'm saying? No, don't worry, you look young, man. Don't worry, you have to lie about your age. Huh? So he says, oh no, Hitler, let us make Richard, or what's his name, Henry VIII, okay? So 20 and Henry VIII, between you, there's gaps. So who told you that thing about Henry VIII? Okay. Either Henry told you, or there's people between you and Henry VIII, okay? So in Islam, that anyone that tell us something about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we had a criteria. We have to do investigation about him. Is he trustworthy, truthful, honest? Likewise, who did he get his information from? Did he get it from the Prophet Muhammad disciple? Who got it from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You see what I'm saying? Okay. And you analyze it. You know, trustworthy. You have to ask the people about him before you take his statement.
So what about like Jesus' disciple?
That's a good question. Jesus' disciple was Mark. Jesus' disciple? No, he was not. Who was John? John. I'm not talking about John the Baptist. I'm talking about John who wrote the gospel. Was he Jesus' disciple? No, he was not. The proof of that, when you look to John's end, I have the Bible here to show you that I don't want to just make claims. I want to show you something. And you can tell me what you think about it. Can anyone hold this? Yeah? Yeah. So when you read John here, watch. Okay. Okay. So John here is speaking, okay? He said, then, so he's speaking here. This is the disciple who testified of these things and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true. So who's speaking here? Who's writing this information?
I'm not sure.
So basically, the people are saying here, so this is the testimony of the disciple, who we know him to be what? We know his testimony is true. Who is we? You can't read John. John is not saying we, and we know him. Sorry. So who's writing here? The question we ask as a Muslim, who is we?
So isn't he talking to the person reading the book like a rhetorical kind of like we? Like...
But who is we? John cannot be we and him.
Oh, okay.
John cannot be writing, because the people that are writing this clearly is we. Okay? We know him. Who is we and who is him?
Like, you know when...
First person.
We doesn't mean majestic we. You're talking about the majestic we.
Not even the majestic we, but who is I and I know him.
Okay. So then I heard something, yeah, that when Muhammad it was revealed, like Allah came to him.
No, never Allah came to him.
Gabriel came to him.
That's correct.
I don't know. It wasn't God directly.
Yeah, it was God spoke to Gabriel.
With Moses, it was God directly. But apart from that, yeah, I heard that, I don't know, he never revealed his name. That was a thing that I've been hearing.
Who was never
in the burning bush, he said Yahweh, and then in the cave, Muhammad never heard, he wasn't announced the name. He never said like, my name is Allah.
No, he says, Ana Allahu la ilaha illa ana.
Well, Gabriel said...
No, Gabriel said to, you mixing between the two. Okay. First of all, let us correct to you that Allah spoke to Prophet Muhammad directly as well. Okay. The story of Isra al-Mi'raj, when he commanded him with the prayer, it was directly. The story of the Isra al-Mi'raj, one of the miracles Prophet Muhammad, he went from Mecca to Jerusalem, then to the seventh heaven. Allah raised him. Okay? So, no one had this miracle.
What was this in the cave?
No, it's before. That's after. Okay. But that's one thing to correct you, because people, Allah did speak to Prophet Muhammad directly.
Okay. Never knew.
So they did. So that clarified. Okay. Gabriel, when he came to Prophet Muhammad, yes, Gabriel never told him, "I'm Gabriel" directly. Okay. But after that, Gabriel appeared. Prophet said, "I saw Gabriel in the high rising, in his real form, with 600 wings, covering the high rising." Okay, and he said to me, "Ya Muhammad, I am Gabriel, and you are Prophet Muhammad."
So, wouldn't that be more evidence of, like, I don't know, Gabriel? Like, that's saying, I can believe in Gabriel, but I don't know, like, is there even a force behind Gabriel? Because Gabriel...
Allah sent him, Allah sent him. Okay. Allah sent Gabriel, yeah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the Quran.
But Gabriel never stated that. Like, Gabriel could have just...
No, Allah said to him, Allah said in the Quran, which Gabriel came with, that Allah sent you Gabriel with the Quran. Okay. You see, Allah said it clearly. Yeah. Say, O Muhammad, whoever is enemy of Gabriel, then Allah has sent Gabriel to you. Okay? With the truth. Okay. And the Quran is being called with different names. The truth, the the speech of Allah and the knowledge of Allah, because part of the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you know what I want to tell you, Sam, yeah? You believe in the Creator.
Yeah, definitely.
Correct? And you believe that the Creator, without any doubt, when you reflect upon the creation, the Creator must possess wisdom.
Yeah.
The fact that we can see, we have a teeth in our mouth, not in our eyes, because we use our mouth to eat and chew.
Infinite wisdom.
Infinite mean,
Yeah.
yeah, mutlaq, yeah, without any doubt, perfect wisdom. So the fact that we can see wisdom in us, yeah, meaning that I have a nose next to our mouth. Before we have a nose next to our mouth, so before we eat, we smell food. Imagine your nose is next to your toes. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look, see what I'm saying? You have what? You know what I mean? You have your eyes front because you walk ahead, you don't walk back. Correct? You have ears wide to hear with them. You have a joint in your elbows. You utilize them to eat. You know, Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Within yourselves, there is a science of God. What is a science? In Arabic language, is an ayah. What is a sign? Sign that directs you toward something. So you are, and I am, sign to direct the people, and likewise us, toward the Creator's existence. And to know that we have a Creator.
But to be fair, I
Yeah.
know we're on the same page, yeah?
Okay.
That like we believe in a creator and we've got like an intelligent design about us, yeah?
Without any doubt, yeah.
But I know someone is gonna say like, you know what, I hate God, I don't believe in him, and I think our body is just like an evolution thing, like
Someone will tell you, you and I will believe in a Creator. So that guy put him aside. Because you and I, when we're going to go to the grave, that guy will not come with us.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So let us deal between you and I.
Okay.
Because some people, you have to understand, even a murderer and a rapist can justify his action.
yeah.
Doesn't mean because he's going to justify his action, therefore we have to accept it.
So how, if we're to like make him sort of see something, like, I don't know, how do we sort of change them to think
Before we
about,
change
like,
him, we have to change ourselves. Correct?
Yeah.
As an Arab say, فَاقِدُ الشَّيْءِ لَا يُعْطِيهِ. If I don't have 10 pounds, I cannot give it to you. Let me possess 10 pounds, then maybe I can give it to you. Okay, so let us focus on ourselves.
Yeah.
Because what you have to understand, Sam, this life is temporary. This life is like a bridge. And no one with a sound intellect and a sound reasoning and a pure natural inclination will build a house on the bridge. Because the bridge is being made for us to utilize it to cross from one side to the other side. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always reminds us in the Quran that prepare yourself. You know, Sam, imagine I've never been in Jamaica before, you know? And I want to go to Jamaica. If I'm a person with a sound intellect, do I do first? I do my study beforehand. Is it a safe country? Is it a good country? Of course, Jamaica is a good country. Yeah, it's like no problem. So is it a safe country? Is it a good country, yeah? So you have to do study beforehand. The foolish man, the one who say, when I get there, I will come to know.
Okay.
But so likewise, we're going to die and we're going to travel somewhere else. So we have to prepare ourselves. So if you know the Creator has a purpose, there's a purpose for our life, and the Creator created us for a purpose. So let me ask you this question. If you want to buy a gift for your mother, would you buy a gift that you love or your mother love?
Mom.
Your mom love. So now you and I, we know naturally that we should appreciate the Creator. Correct?
What?
We should appreciate Him. We should be grateful to Him.
Okay.
Okay, for example, make it clear to you. If I give you £2 million as a gift, I say, you know what, Sam? I really like you. I had a nice conversation. I'm a billionaire. £2 million is nothing to me. Take £2 million and go. What would you say to me at least?
Yes, please.
What would you say? Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Would you remember me all the
Thank
time?
you, yes, please.
Of course, £2 million, bro.
You're the boss.
It does. Okay, now I will give you £2 million on a condition. Give me your 2 eyes.
Oh.
No go, because you know your eyes is more valuable than £2 million. So why don't you thank the one who gave you 2 eyes for free and call him boss?
Absolutely, yeah. Give thanks.
That's it. Give thanks. Now we know we should give thanks, but the other part, how should we give thanks? You told me if you want to buy a gift for your mother, you should buy a gift that your mother loves. Likewise, if you want to give thanks, you give thanks the way the Creator loves. And what the Creator did, based upon His wisdom and His mercy and justice, He chose people amongst us from our kind to convey the message, to tell us what is our purpose of life, to give us a guideline. Because generally speaking, naturally we know what is good, what is bad, but not in details. That's why there's people called the chosen ones, the prophets and messengers. But again, some people going to claim to be prophets of God, but they are liars. They are wicked people. They are evil people. But they are true prophets. Okay? So how can we differentiate between the two?
Is it a racial thing? Because one thing I'm not too sure about, yeah?
Okay.
If we jump out of everything and go back to the Jewish religion, yeah? And say, I don't know, they're a chosen people, they've got a covenant with God, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's say we jump back into Islam now.
Yeah.
I know it's in Arabic. Is that a chosen people is suggesting?
No, it's not Ashur. Quran is not Ashur.
Okay.
It's not. Has nothing to do with the people, nation or something. Even the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the reason Allah favored the Israelites. Doesn't mean they are the only believers, as some Israelites believe. They believe no one believed in God except them, and everyone is dirty and evil and should be our slaves. No, we don't believe that. We believe they're all believers, but they are well favored over the other ones.
Okay.
Like they are prophets of God. God favored some prophets over the other prophets. So Allah favored the Israelites, but why? Allah mentioned the reason. Because they were monotheists. Also, many prophets were among them. However, we don't have this God is only for the Israelites. No, Allah is for everyone.
So who does he favor, or does he favor?
Allah now, because Allah mentioned the Quran here. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The most favorable, honorable in the sight of Allah, the one who is righteous and has piety. Okay. Not because his skin color, and the fact that Islam has nothing to do with Arab tribe. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his father, he said, my father will go to hellfire, and his companion Bilal, who's from Abyssinia, he said he will go to paradise. He was not Arab, Bilal. Okay, so he was black slave before Islam. When Islam came, freed Bilal. So the point here is, if it was just for the Arabs, then Prophet Muhammad's father should be in paradise and Bilal should be in hellfire. No, see, that's clear cut. But my point here is, let's go back to the main point. That is, so the characteristics of the true prophets, I will mention them and tell me if it makes sense. One of them, they were known amongst their nation to be trustworthy, truthful, and honest. Why? Why God choose people who are known amongst their nations and societies to be trustworthy, truthful? Because imagine me and you, we know someone is a big liar. He can, as my uncle said about one of the guys back home, he said, this guy, he lies more than he breathes. He just lies, you know. You see, he said, this guy keeps lying, you know. So imagine someone who's a liar, and he comes to me and you, and he say, you know, Shamsi, Sam, I'm a prophet of God now. Me, I said, hold a minute, you're the biggest liar, man. You see what I'm saying? So we have excuse for us to reject him because he's a liar. But when God chooses who are known to be trustworthy, truthful, and honest, you know, the other characteristics or criteria, they came with the same teaching, even though they never met each other, generally speaking, when they were preaching on the earth. When Prophet Muhammad was preaching, he never met Jesus. When Jesus was preaching, he never met Abraham. When Abraham was teaching, he never met Noah. But all of them came with the same teaching, that believe in one God, believe in his messengers, believe in the last day, believe pre-decree everything that occurred in this universe by God's permission and his knowledge. Okay, but they never met each other.
So you're saying the character, yeah?
Yeah, character.
Important. They have to be righteous,
trustworthy,
pious.
Truthful, honest, yeah.
So couldn't God just use someone I don't know, a random person who's had a life of sin before? Couldn't he, or they have to be of a certain pedigree?
But remember, we said that we can look now. If I want to choose someone as my ambassador, of course I'm going to choose someone who is known to be trustworthy, truthful, honest, his nation, amongst his nation. Correct? I'm going to choose someone. Okay, all his life is known to be a murderer, rapist, but now he's changed. I'm going to tell him, okay, go. People say no. Okay, he changed. That is okay for him. But for him to convey a message, now we have to be careful. You understand? You see what I'm saying? People do change, people everything without any doubt. But I'm saying, generally speaking, maybe he will change, but you have to test him as well. Maybe when he changes, you test him if it's trustworthy or truthful. For example, Prophet Muhammad's companions, they were not good people before they became Muslims. Okay, but when you become Muslim, who praised them is Allah. That's what we take from them. Because if Allah praise you, that's it. If God praise you, it's enough. You understand? But the other thing also prophecies. They prophesize about the future.
Okay.
Now, for example, who knows the future in details?
Prophet.
God. God knows everything. Because logic dictates, in order for me to make a watch, I have to have a knowledge how to make the watch. Correct? Yeah. So I don't have to speak about Moses and Jesus and Abraham. If I establish Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet, logic dictates you should believe what he came with, son. Okay. Correct? Yeah. For example, now if a doctor comes to me and I have a disease, and the doctor says, you know, I know Shamsi,